Hi, Taurus. Welcome to Pandora Astrology's monthly horoscope for July of 2020. Mercury is retrograde as the month begins, and Venus is still moving slowly, recovering from her retrograde period. Mars is chugging along at the usual pace. We've got an eclipse at the beginning of the month on the 4th of July, and then we have a new moon later on in the month. But let's start out with Mercury, Venus, and Mars. Hey, Julia, what do you think Taurus needs to know about that stuff?
All right. Well, Taurus. So Mercury is going to spend the first good part of the month retrograde, and that's going to correlate with your third house. And the third house is about communication, and Mercury is the planet of communication. So this means you are going to really get that retrograde miscommunication vibe kind of for the first part of the month and into the last one, of course. So that means that really try to be as clear as you can with others, because even if you think you're expressing yourself well, you both might be walking away from the same conversation with completely different understandings of what you guys talked about.
Oh, I hate it when that happens. When
I
does
know.
when does Mercury go direct?
That'll be on July 12th. So then after
Good to
that,
know.
that's going to mean that communications and everything will be a lot more smooth.
Mm.
And then Venus, which is now direct this month, and it's going to be direct all month because she just came out of a retrograde, is going to be in your second house of money and possessions. So that means that you're going to want to spend a little extra money, and you definitely love the finer things in life, Taurus. So it is a really good transit for buying any sort of beauty and luxury items and just kind of luxuriating in those types of material things. And Mars is going to be in Aries all month, which correlates with your 12th house. And the 12th house is kind of a hidden house. And Mars is our activity. It's our drive. It's our passion. It's our anger. So it could mean that a lot of your anger remains a little bit hidden, that you just kind of feel itchy and irritable out of nowhere and you don't know what the cause is because the 12th house is so globalized. It also could mean that you might feel like more acting behind people's backs, being passive aggressive instead of being straightforward with them. And Mars, since it's where we put our energy, and the 12th house is such a secluded place, if you can do it, trying to do work on your own might be much more beneficial than trying to work with a group during that time.
Yeah, those are all really good points. So there are two things that the moon is up to this month. On the 4th of July, we are having an eclipse, which is a lunar eclipse. A lunar eclipse is always built upon a full moon, and so we have the moon in Capricorn, which is your ninth house, opposite the sun in Cancer, which is your third house. And so this particular eclipse, being a lunar eclipse, is going to be very much about stirring up emotions and making us look at our shadow through our subjective experience, through what we feel. And it's going to land for you in the arena of your worldview and your beliefs. And so get ready to examine those things and get ready to, look the feelings that you have about these things square in the face. When you have Capricorn in the ninth house, sometimes beliefs can be kind of rigid. And so this might be the time to soften about them. The other moon that's happening is a new moon in Cancer, and that's coming on the 20th. And that is another Cancer moon. We're actually having two new moons in Cancer this year. The other one was a solar eclipse that happened last month in June. And this falls in your third house of communication, which Julia was talking about a few minutes ago relative to that Mercury. And so it is happening not anywhere near Mercury, but still in that same zone of, you know, how do you think, how do you communicate, what ideas interest you, and also, what is life like in your immediate environment, your neighborhood. And have a new moon tends to signify new beginnings. It's a good time to plant seeds, and I think the eclipse season being over, it's going to be really refreshing, and I think it's going to be like a reset button and give us a chance to kind of, start over on a new emotional level. And so for you, that lands in the realm of communication. Okay, well, that's what we have for you today. I'm going to keep it short and sweet because it's actually a fairly simple month. Wow, that's awesome. Um, And if you do find that that eclipse, that lunar eclipse in your ninth house is stirring up a lot of beliefs that are, rocking your worldview, and where you feel like you want to examine that in a reading, then probably a plain old natal and transit reading is the right one to get. And Julie and I are available for that. You can find us at pandoraastrology.com/services. And you can always find more videos like this one on our YouTube channel, Pandora Astrology. And we'll see you around the cosmos. Bye.
Bye bye.